You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Greetings. Well, we all saw the unemployment numbers that came out. And they say, potentially we're headed for something similar to the Great Depression, which leads me to the most recent article I wrote, which is simply called Emini Futures, Trading the Coronavirus Economy. Now, those unemployment claims that we saw, the big jump, while it was no surprise, it was shocking nonetheless. We've known for a long time that many American families are only 2 paychecks away from insolvency. If you work for an essential business, there's a chance you may still have your job. If not, you probably don't. For the past few years, America has reigned as the economic superpower. It seemed as if we collectively could do no wrong. Now an intruder has crept into our otherwise idyllic lives. A culprit not visible to the naked eye has shaken our nation to its very foundation. One industry was perhaps better positioned to deal with COVID-19 than others. Trading and the traders that make up the industry found it quite simple in most cases to transition to working from the office to working at home. In fact, a large number of traders worldwide were already working from home, or at least working alone, long before we were confronted by this pandemic. Now, unfortunately, not everyone has the physiological makeup to trade for a living. For those who do, the past few weeks have not only found them gainfully employed, for many it has been a time filled with more opportunities than ever before. If you've never considered trading for a living, or perhaps you tried in the past and did not succeed, or maybe you've always wanted to try but just never had the time, well, that's something most of us have plenty of right now: time. CFRN, an industry leader since 2005 in the field of Emini Futures trading, is offering this week at no charge an opportunity for you to find out if trading is right for you. We're offering 2 hours of live training every day this coming Monday through Friday. Along with the live training, we're including our trading platform, our charts, our live data, our proprietary indicators, one-on-one mentoring, discussion groups, and around-the-clock E-mini alerts. A huge difference between trading stocks and trading futures is the startup costs, which are considerably less in the futures world. Also, futures markets trade around the clock starting Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, right up through Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. Stocks, on the other hand, are available 9:30 to 4 p.m., 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So you're tied to a bit of a time clock. Futures really opens up the entire day. So no matter where you live or what time zone you're in, when you stick with some of the major futures like the S&P 500 E-mini, crude futures, gold futures, euro futures, and others, there is more than enough liquidity for you to be able to put on and take off trades. And no matter where you are on this blue marble, as long as you have a reliable, high-speed internet connection, That's all you need to participate in what we are offering this coming week. Another point is that learning to analyze individual companies, along with their balance sheets and many other technical and fundamental aspects, is both difficult and very time consuming. It can take years. The CFRN Emini Futures method greatly reduces the learning curve. Trading is not easy, but we've spent the last 15 years teaching people just like you how to make it simple. If you've never tried and failed, use this opportunity over the coming week to find out if trading E-mini futures has the potential to provide the required income you need to take care of your family, to keep your home, and to prepare for the future. Companies all across America are doing what they can to assist their fellow Americans. We also want to do what we can to help everyone around the world in need of income. We're doing this at zero cost to you. No credit card required. If you apply yourself over the next 5 days, we will do all that we can to help you determine if there is a future in trading futures for you. To take advantage of the offer, all you need to do, point your browser to eminitrainingschool.com. Right here, this is where you sign up. Name, email, phone number. And if you've attempted trading before, or perhaps you're in the process of learning now, this isn't required, but if you choose to, you can share what you've identified as your biggest trading challenge. This way, over the course of the week, when you and I get together for a one-on-one mentoring session, I can focus in on that issue, on that challenge, and do my very best to try to help. If you're tired of gimmicks, if you really do want to become a consistent trader capable of trading for a living, we're ready to help. We'll teach you how to read your chart the same way you read a newspaper. This is an opportunity for you to take control and actually learn how to trade. This isn't about gimmicks. This isn't about parlor tricks. This is about you actually learning how to trade. Again, there's no credit card required. Give us a call at 949-423-6464. If you have any questions, you can click here, talk to a human. Be sure and read our terms of service, the CFTC required disclosures and disclaimers. You can send an email at any time to support@cfrn.net. And if you take advantage of the offer, we will go live Sunday evening, 5th of April, 2020, at 6 p.m. Eastern when the Globex markets open. So once again, the address you need to go to, eminitrainingschool.com, and then watch your inbox. You'll get a confirmation link. You need to click that. And then Valerie will send you all of the information that you need to fully participate. She'll show you how to set up your charts, how to get your indicators up and running. She'll also give you the necessary links to get into the alert channels. We use Telegram as our messaging service for the alerts. And that looks a little something like this. Last Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, that's when we start every week. That was the beginning of week 87. The week previous, week 86, we had 27 actionable alerts. One of those were stopped out Now, that's an above average week. Typically, we average about 20% being stopped out on any given week. Now, these times that you see are Pacific. So at 8:08 p.m., we had out our first alert from 25.10 to 25.20. That's a 10-point S&P move at $50 a point. That was worth $500 per contract traded. Whenever you see a thumbs up, that means price reached the target. When you see a red X, that means it was stopped out. Here's an NQ trade, crude oil, S&P again, NQ, Dow, S&P. Now we're getting into last Monday, S&P, crude. Here's two that were stopped out back to back, an NQ and a gold. Here's the Russell, gold, crude, S&P, another stop out on the NQ. The Dow, S&P, we just rolled into a new day. Now, with these logic alerts, you could get an alert at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. The criteria for posting an alert live in real time is simply when opportunity presents itself. That's when we post the alert here. And because the markets trade around the clock from Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern to Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern, when you're ready to sleep, turn off the audible notifications in Logic so you're not awakened. And then when you wake up refreshed and are ready to trade, turn notifications back on. And the good news is that any of the alerts that have backed up in the channel while you were sleeping will still be there, and in most cases, they will still be tradable. The reason they're still tradable is because our methodology provides you with numbers, important prices, important areas that are almost always tested. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. Let me show you on this chart. Here's the Dow, April 3rd. We had a concierge trade alert that said to be long 2190. As you can see, we triggered. We ran up to the area where we expected to find good resistance. Price got back below the trigger, triggered again, back below the trigger, triggered again. The concierge trade alerts, that's a static report that comes out once per session, but the numbers are good for the entire session. On the short side, and that number to be short was 20925, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades, 10, 11, 12, 13 tradable moves based on the published entries, and they all made it down to the published target. Is this unusual? Well, the fact that there's 13, yes, that is a little unusual. However, most of the alerts will trigger multiple times. On an ordinary alert, an ordinary day, you might see 2 triggers, 3, even 5 is not considered unusual. So go ahead, take advantage of the trial. Simply go to eminitrainingschool.com, get yourself signed up, and then maybe you and I and everyone else who's participating, perhaps we can get together in a GoToMeeting Q&A session about 30 minutes before the markets open Sunday night. This way I can go over with you some of the acronyms that we use, what they mean, and just answer any basic questions that you might have. Not just with our methodology or strategy, but with anything new. It's so important that you trade in SEM until you become consistently profitable with that methodology. Otherwise, you're just throwing money at the market. And especially in times like this, you know, time and treasure, two very important things. Under normal conditions, if you run out of treasure, if you have your health, you can go out and, you know, earn some more money or build up some more treasure. Time, on the other hand, is a different issue. No man has yet figured out how to whip up another batch of time. So ask yourself, if you've been on a journey to learn how to trade, how much time and how much treasure have you already spent? I guess more importantly is, how much time do you have left? This is the S&P. It's been a very busy week, very busy couple of weeks. When Globex opens Sunday night, unless we receive some extraordinarily bad news, or hopefully we get some good news. But if things just remain status quo, on the Globex Open, we look for a continuation of the move down. We've had a leg, we've had a retracement. It's at this area that we expect to find good resistance until we don't. And so this next down leg should take us, at the minimum, down to where we encounter blue and climbing. A rough idea, 24.75 down to perhaps 24.65. So 10-point move on tap tomorrow night, Globex Open. And I will be there live in the Telegram channel to answer any and all questions. Additionally, if we do that, and let's go ahead and do it. Let's just plan on if you sign up for the trial, no credit card required. Let's count on having a go-to meeting for the entire group at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Valerie will send you the link so you can get logged in. We'll go through how to download the platform, how to get the indicators installed, the acronyms, how to read the alerts, all of that. Once again, now, I only want you trading in SIM until you become proficient with our methodology. There's a lot of methods out there. Some good, some not so good. Hey, but I'm not here to judge anyone else's work. I'm here to hopefully convey to you that our methodology is not only effective, it's simple. Trading's not easy, but it can be simple. Michael and I have invested the last 15 years of our life trying to figure out how to make it as simple for you as we found it to be for ourselves. There's so many things that honestly you just don't need to know. And that's one of the things that makes it seem so overwhelming. There's just so much to learn. We've reduced it down to a couple of principles, a couple of very simple indicators that are very simple to read. But there's no way you can know if what I'm telling you is true right now. But you can find out for yourself. Join us for the trial. Find out if your future could involve trading Emini futures. Now, the question that's in everybody's mind is always, and most folks are too polite to ask, so let me just go ahead and put it on the table right now, the pink elephant in the room. If we really are capable of this, and every one of our traders not only saw this happen last week along with all the other markets, they were able to participate in it. These alerts, of course, are posted well ahead of the actual trigger so that you have time to get to your platform, get to your charts, get your order entered so that you're ready when the trigger comes. No matter what you've tried, I think you're going to find this very refreshing, Because everything we do is not based on some archaic secret. We didn't discover this in a clay urn in a cave in the Gobi Desert. No. Everything we do is, as Spock would say, logical. And with each alert that I post this week, and then every day at 12 noon, from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern, after the live training room, live training rooms 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We take a 30-minute break. We come back. We do a 2-hour broadcast where we're not actually putting on and taking off trades, but we're discussing with you the methodology, the strategy, and we're explaining the logic behind every single alert. So all of the alerts that you receive prior to the show, either the concierge alerts or the logic alerts, I break them down each day on the show. Michael breaks down each of the trades he placed during that 2-hour live training room. So get the platform downloaded, get the indicators up and running so that you can trade along in sim. If you put forth your best effort this week, we promise to put forth our best effort, okay? At the end of the week, you'll have a real good idea of whether or not this is right for you. You'll be able to make an intelligent, well-informed decision if trading E-mini futures could be your future. Now, that pink elephant in the room, why would we, men capable of this, spend time training people like you? Well, we're people like you too, okay? We've just been at this a long time. And we've spent and lost truckloads of money, just like everybody else. If you've ever read a book by the wealthy, I mean generationally wealthy, like a Rockefeller or Trump perhaps, always a section of the book dedicated to multiple income streams. In other words, don't put all your eggs in one basket. In fact, it's even biblical. In the good book, it says that a wise man has 7 streams of income. Now, when you can build multiple income streams in an area, in a field where you're already proficient, then the potential or even probable success of that venture is greatly increased, as opposed to trying to do something new that you have no previous knowledge of. So we have multiple income streams with trading. We have our own trading. We have those that we teach, just like you. I've got a book coming out. We have a few other trading-related streams, and we have streams outside the world of trading. But the more streams I can create under the umbrella of something that I've been doing for 15 years, I feel very good about that. So you're not just a name, not just a number. Everyone who becomes part of the CFRN community, you really do become like family. Now, I've heard a lot of folks out there say, well, the reason we do it is just, God's been so good to us that we just want to give back. Well, there's an element of that here as well. But I'm going to be honest, if we didn't earn money. Now, in the beginning, Michael and I did train for a couple of years just to increase our own edge. Because when you're teaching, that's when you tend to learn the most. So, yes, we earn money when you become a part of the family. When you become a part of the family, and this is even on the trial, you'll have access to the discussion group. Let me give you a peek at that. Pretty sure I got it right here. I do. What you'll find in this discussion group are our traders and other folks like yourself who are taking the trial. When I'm not around, I have lots of qualified traders who can answer the question just like I do. Our traders posted their charts, they showed their analysis, but everything that you see is based off of our core methodology and strategy. So I look forward to working with you this week. Looks like the final recap for week 57. Oh, not 57, but make that. Last week was, come on down. There we go. Last week, there was a total of 30 alerts, 27 actionable. One got stopped out. Again, that was a above average week. We averaged 20. Okay. The week we just finished, 87, we had a total of 48 alerts. 3 never triggered. 45 were actionable. 5 of those were stopped out. So last week, 11% of alerts were stopped out. That's still a better than average week because, again, we averaged 20%. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. By the way, if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. This way, whenever I publish a new video, you'll be notified and you can watch it. There's a chance you might be watching this video on a website other than YouTube. So let me give you our YouTube address. It's youtube.com/CFRN. If you go there, you'll be able to watch not only the shows from last week, where we do that recap, as I just explained, for every single trade, every single alert. You can go back a week or a month or a year, a couple of years. What you'll find most interesting is that we're saying the same thing today, using the same setups today, using the same indicators today that we were using years ago. If something's not broken, it's best not to fiddle with it. So we're not fiddling. Okay? One last thing. Futures Magazine published an article many years ago that 9 out of 10 new traders failed. That's a pretty tragic, attention-getting fact, but it is a fact. And inquiring minds want to know. So I went on a journey to find out why. Why would 9 out of 10 fail? I did find the common thread, and it's quite simple. The reason they failed was they had no teacher. If someone gave you an airplane, would you attempt to fly it if no one had ever taught you how to fly? Probably not. When the plumbing goes out in my house, I don't attempt to fix it because I don't want to make a bigger mess than I already have. I call a plumber. Now, if 9 out of 10 new traders fail, that means, based on simple math, 1 out of 10 actually succeed. Track down one of the 10 who actually succeeds and ask them this question. Did you have a teacher? 9 out of 10 times, the answer will be, of course. How else would I learn? That's how people think differently. Some people take a look at trading and they go, man, that's easy. I'm going to kill it. A smaller segment of the population will look at trading. They'll recognize the opportunity. They'll say, I don't think I've ever seen a business opportunity that offers this much upside potential. I better find me a really good teacher so I can learn how to do this. 1 out of 10 people thinks that way. 9 out of 10 just jump in, fund their account, and within 30 to 60 days, they're sending another wire to Chicago to fund it again. You get to decide who you want to be. I look forward to seeing you Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern, at the Globex Open. Thanks for watching, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading E-mini futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.